right, welcome back, everyone. I am CCP Swift, joined by CCP Lumi, and we've got our next CSM 19 candidate interview with Phantomite ready to go. Phantomite, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. It's been really looking forward to this day. This is always the highlight of a campaign season.
Oh, it definitely is for us too. Can you introduce yourself for those that don't know you? Which I find
Sure,
hard to imagine, but still go for it.
I am Phantomite. I have been a PvPer in this game since almost the day I started, and that's not too far off of being 18 years now. It's been a long time playing this game, PvPing the entire time. A lot of that in nullsec at large and small scales, but most notably a lot of that in lowsec quite recently. Well, in EVE Online terms, quite recently. A couple of years ago, I started my own corporation, and these days we've grown into a small alliance. And I think one of my proudest things about the Watch This Alliance is that I think that this is going to make a lot of people out there jealous, is that we get people online and undocked without needing to send a ping. And it really is, I think, a testament to the success so far of what you guys have built with the changes to faction warfare in the last couple of years.
Non-ping gaming, that's crazy talk,
That's
Phantomite.
definitely goals.
Okay, yeah, so you've been on the CSM before,
Mm.
on CSM 15. You've run before on the CSM. Why do you want to run again? Why do you want to put yourself through this uh, grueling process to some?
Well, I learned in my first stint on the CSM that a lot of things that people say can't get done can get done. There's a lot of major things that can be changed in EVE Online, and I was very pleasantly surprised in 2020 when I did make it onto the CSM to see that I could have real impact, not just on sort of very small changes and value changes and attribute changes to ships, but to things that have an effect all over the game, major things that people have asked for. And we still have uh, a number of very large things that huge numbers of people in the game want to see happen. And I know that I am the right person to be able to make progress on those. And so I want to be there. I want to talk about these things. People say certain things are impossible, can never get done. I disagree with that. I think I've seen the evidence of that, and I really want to work with CCP, with you guys, to be able to get some things done, get us over some notable problems with the game, so that it becomes a fairer place for everybody to play in with more opportunities.
Nice. I think it's a very admirable approach to the CSM, kind of knowing what you can and cannot do, but also, having the optimism as well to know that, hey, you know what, if I can put this in such a way, it might not
I,
get
I,
done during my term, but it might get done eventually.
Yeah, I think optimism's a great word for it. If I didn't have optimism that a lot of these things were very possible, then I wouldn't be trying to change them. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Nice. So we know the area of space that you're operating in, and you've historically operated kind of all over the place. But what would you say are the constituencies you plan on representing?
Well, a number of people define themselves as nullsec or lowsec or faction warfare specifically. A number of people call themselves wormholers. I want all of these areas of the game to have a better PvP scene and more opportunities for new stories to emerge, new groups to grow. Um, and so I regard myself as a PvP candidate rather than specifically a low sec or any other area of space candidate. And a number of the changes that I want to really help CCP accomplish are going to be beneficial to all areas of space.
All right, a PvP candidate, that's cool, especially fitting during a 90% PvP loot drop event with the Crimson Harvest.
Yeah.
But don't want to get sidetracked too much on stuff that's not Phantomite. Um, there's a lot of PvPers in the game. How do you plan on communicating with those groups should you get elected?
Well, while I have been, creating a corporation and working with the people in my alliance to build this group, one of the most important things that we can do is be seen in space, be seen as the group that I'm leading, that I'm FCing in space, doing things, making some accomplishments, so that people start to know your name there. Aside from that, CSM specific, every single day for the last few weeks, and to a lesser extent in the months leading up to this, I talk to individuals on Discord. I talk on voice and in text to individuals. I go on other Discords or people's TeamSpeak servers, and I will talk to whole groups of people. I don't mind talking to one person. I don't mind talking to 100 people. I want to tell them the kind of things that I'm about, the kind of changes I want to make, and then have a discussion with people. Been doing that for quite some time now. And if people want to get in contact with me, I'm available on Discord. You will find my contact details on phantomite.com, along with an overview and specifics of the kind of things that I stand for.
He's got his own website, people. I don't even know how to do that. I still have a GeoCities website from 1998 about Pez dispensers. But if E was out, I totally would have an E website.
You should. But Phantomite, that's a lot of talking you do to people. How do you combine that with your real life responsibilities?
Well, I mean, I do work a full-time job, and I do have uh, plenty of time still to play EVE Online. So during the campaigning period, I'm finding that I'm still able to go out and get kills, solo and with my guys, at the same time as having these conversations with people. I don't particularly feel that I'm in any position where I don't have the time to dedicate to this. Um, One lucky thing for me, which a few of our hardworking candidates don't have, is I don't have kids. That's a big responsibility for a lot of people. But thankfully, for that, that is something that would cut into CSM duties. But if that day ever arrives, that's the day that I wouldn't be running for CSM.
Sometime in the near future,
Who
Phantomite
knows?
Jr. will be running for CSM, and I will be here interviewing Phantomite Jr. I can't wait. I'm going to manifest this as a reality in the 20 something years. Uh, it's going to be dope. When it comes to CSM candidates that aren't Phantomite Jr. and are in the
Mm,
current timeline, there are quite a few running. 49 candidates, which is kind of like a high point ish.
mm,
If you look at the number of candidates that have been running for the past few years,
mm.
are there any that really stand out as some that you would like to work with?
Yes, I've been talking to a number of the currently running candidates. I've been talking to some who have been running, some members from last year. But if I was going to pick out two people that I'd like to particularly work with, then I'm looking forward to working with Drakeidon. I find that he has, he's all jokes on the outside, but he has sensible views. He has a logical approach to these topics, and he knows what's good. I think that he gels very well with my views on the kind of things that should change in EVE Online. Um, I also, for the first time, have been having conversations with Mick Fightmaster. Have you interviewed him yet, or is he later?
He is
We later
later.
today.
Later today. Excellent. Well, I think that if people like what I represent, then from a specific wormhole point of view, you should make sure you tune into Mick's interview a bit later as well. Um, I think that you'll see why I'd be recommending him as well.
Also has a great name. Just going to throw that out there.
Yes.
So we chatted, or you chatted a little bit about your website and how people can get in
Mm.
contact with you. Will you be, giving any longer interviews so people can kind of pick your brain a little bit about, what goes on in there, what your thoughts are for Eve Online?
Yeah, there's a number of things coming up immediately after you guys have finished your interviews today. I will be taking part in a debate, talking to a handful of candidates, including Mick actually, on a new show that is in its prototype stages. Stay tuned for that. You'll find a ping for that in my Discord, which you can reach from phantomite.com. I've already recorded an interview with Zero Cool, he'll be publishing that in this coming week. Again, it'll be linked in my Discord. Also going to be chatting with K-Shell as well, so I'm looking forward to that on Wednesday. And Push to Talk next Saturday. But I think that the most personal thing for anybody here is that some of you may be soon seeing me in your Discord talking to you directly, to your group directly, rather than just to the general public, so you can, ask questions back and challenge things. And if you haven't set that up yet, do message me. I would love to come visit and do a personal chat with any of you guys out there as well.
It's so cool. Pressing the flesh, as it were, going around Discords. Obviously, we'll be on a lot of podcasts and even some dank leaks about a new show that's coming out later today. Be sure to tune in after our interviews so you can kind of hear what that's about.
Oh
But
yeah, we wouldn't
Phantomite,
encroach upon your show.
We
I
appreciate that.
encroach all the way, but we appreciate it. I'm sad to say that our 10 minutes is up. Before we go, is there anything that you would like to say to the voting audience out there?
I'd say take a look at what the representatives actually are pushing for. Look at some of their suggestions. If it gels with you, you should vote for them. Obviously, I am running myself, but only because I do believe that the way that I think, particularly gameplay around ansiblexes and other structures should be, I think is going to be the best thing that could happen to this game in many years. So please do message me or check out the specifics on my website for that.
All right, Fanny. Well, thank you very much. CSP Louie and I will be right back in 4 minutes with our next candidate, a Dutch gunner. So don't go anywhere.